In the quiet rooms of forgotten drawers and the dim corners of old wooden boxes, treasures wait in silence. And tonight, we open the door to a story that has stunned collectors across the United States. A story woven through metal, history, and pure mystery, beginning with the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin. A coin many Americans once overlooked, yet hiding secrets known only to the most dedicated numismatists. Then we travel deeper into the past with the John Tyler presidential $1 coin, a piece that carries the weight of a nation's growth and the echo of decisions that shaped a century. And finally, emerging like a whisper from the shadows of time, the James A. Garfield presidential dollar coin, a coin surrounded by tragedy, legacy, and the rare twists of minting that changed its fate forever. Each of these coins connects to the next like chapters of an unfolding legend, revealing mysteries of grading, minting where luster, and hidden errors that can turn a simple dollar coin into a life-changing artifact. And as we uncover their stories, you will discover why collectors search endlessly, hoping that one day, one of these extraordinary treasures might find its way into their hands. The story begins with a coin that once slipped through American hands unnoticed, a coin many believed held no mystery and no value beyond a single dollar. Yet over time, something unexpected began to unfold, and collectors across the United States realized that hiding within the 99p Susan B. Anthony dollar coin was a quiet storm of rarity, history, minting anomalies, and numismatic significance that few had truly understood. When we open the story of this coin, we are not only uncovering a small piece of American currency, but stepping into the powerful legacy of the first woman to appear on a circulating United States coin. And we are stepping into the world of a minting process filled with secrets that have fascinated collectors for decades. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin was meant to be a symbol of progress, a celebration of equality, and a new chapter in United States coinage. Yet the coin faced controversy, criticism, misunderstanding, and eventually unexpected rarity. So many Americans compared it to a quarter because of its size, its color, and its shape, leading to confusion in everyday transactions. This confusion caused many to avoid using the coin entirely, sending it into drawers, jars, and storage boxes for years. What no one expected at the time was that a tiny fraction of these coins, especially those minted at the Philadelphia Mint, would become some of the most desirable numismatic discoveries of the modern era. To understand this coin, we must step back for a moment and recall the historical context that inspired its creation. Susan B. Anthony was a towering voice in the American movement for women's rights. Her advocacy for equality, suffrage, and justice shaped future generations. When the United States Mint decided to redesign the dollar coin in the late 1970s, the decision to honor Susan B. Anthony was more than artistic, it was symbolic. The coin represented a shift toward recognizing the contributions of women to American history. Numismatically, it also represented the beginning of a new era, one in which the Mint experimented with different designs, shapes, and functionalities. The coin itself carries deep technical details that reveal its true nature. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy with a reeded edge, a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.0 millimeters. The weight is approximately 8.1 grams. On its obverse, we see the powerful portrait of Susan B. Anthony, along with the mint mark P above her right shoulder. On the reverse, we see a modified version of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, the bald eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch in its talons, symbolizing peace and American exploration. Every one of these details played a part in shaping the future value of the coin. For most people, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin was common, but among millions of regular strikes, a tiny number of rare specimens existed. Some carried unusual die characteristics. Some displayed strong strikes that showed exceptional clarity in Anthony's hair, facial features, and the eagle's feathers. Others came from early die states that left razor-sharp details and full luster across the surface. And some, the most astonishing of all, carried unique characteristics that elevated them to legendary status among collectors. Before we reach that part of the story, let us talk about something that numismatists consider the backbone of value: coin grading. Grading is the process of assessing a coin's condition using professional standards. established by respected organizations like PCGs and NGC, when a coin is submitted for grading. Expert evaluators examine its surfaces, luster, strike strength, and any signs of wear. In numismatic science, even the tiniest abrasion can shift a grade. A coin graded MS60 may look brilliant to the untrained eye, but under magnification, professionals can spot micromarks that keep it from reaching the elite categories of MS66, MS67, MS68, or MS69. These upper grades are extraordinarily rare for the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, and the rarest among them are the ones that moved from ordinary into myth. In the world of rare coins, something miraculous occurred with this particular coin. A tiny number of 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollars were found in nearly perfect mint state or carried rare die varieties that pushed their value far beyond what anyone thought possible. These elite coins eventually reached breathtaking auction values. Among these treasures, the most astonishing specimens believed to exist have reached an unimaginable valuation of $5 million, a figure so large that it transformed the coin from a simple artifact into one of the greatest modern rarities ever discussed in numismatic circles. Collectors often ask, how can a coin worth $1 become worth millions? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, historical importance, and the unpredictability of mint errors. The 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar coin has multiple recognized varieties, including the near-date and the far-date versions, each shaped by small spacing differences in the minting process. In addition, there are rare instances of strong strikes, proof-like surfaces, and early die states that contribute significantly to value. When such a specimen appears in the highest possible grade, authenticated and certified by top grading companies, it becomes a treasure unlike any other. Let us slow down for a moment and explore the details, because collectors in the United States know that understanding the structure of a coin creates a deeper appreciation for its true significance. The far-date variety features wider spacing between the numbers of the date, particularly between the 9 and the 7. The near-date variety has tighter spacing, making the digits appear more clustered. These small differences are often invisible to beginners, but serve as vital clues to professionals. The most desirable examples usually come from the earliest strikes, when the dies were fresh and their engravings perfectly sharp. These coins show stunning clarity in Anthony's hair strands, cheekbone contours, and the eagle's wings on the reverse. Now let us discuss where is the greatest enemy of numismatic value? Most 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony coins circulated lightly or heavily. Even a small trace of metal friction across the cheek of Anthony. The highest point of the obverse design results in an O or XF grade instead of mint state. That slight touch caused tens of millions of coins to lose most of their potential collectible worth. What makes the million-dollar examples extraordinary is that they never entered circulation, and they spent decades hidden in untouched conditions, later discovered in bundles, sealed bags, or mint sets that survived without contact marks. This is where the mystery deepens. Many collectors wonder how such pristine coins were preserved so perfectly when nearly all others suffered wear, bag marks, or surface disturbances. The answer often lies in sealed Federal Reserve bags or forgotten mint storage containers. One story tells of a sealed group of 1979 P dollars discovered in a retired bank employee's estate, where the coins had remained untouched for decades. Another tale tells of a collector who purchased mint-sealed sets in bulk, storing them meticulously in a climate-controlled room. These stories, whether fully verified or partially folklore, add to the dramatic aura surrounding the coin. When collectors talk about million-dollar Susan B. Anthony dollars, they speak of lightning-strike rarity. These coins represent the perfect alignment of condition, preservation, history, and rarity. PCGs and NGC have graded millions of coins across all types, but only a microscopic portion reach the highest grades that create astonishing valuations. When a coin like this appears, collectors respond with awe, because such moments define the heart of numismatics. Now let us talk about how grading affects value. Imagine two coins that look identical to the untrained eye. One grades as MS65 and the other as MS68. That 3-point difference can multiply the value by hundreds, thousands, or even millions. Grading is precise, consistent, and centered on scientific observation. Professionals examine the fields, the design's highest points, the luster flow, and the strength of the strike. They look for hairline scratches, bag marks, or any signs of cleaning. Cleaning, even if done decades ago, can destroy value entirely because it alters the original surfaces. A cleaned coin becomes a details-grade coin, and its value drops drastically. Collectors who dream of finding a rare million-dollar specimen must understand this reality. It is not enough for a coin to be old, it must be pristine, untouched, and visually extraordinary. The luster must swirl evenly across the metal. The strike must be sharp. The surfaces must remain free from major contact marks. These features create the kind of numismatic magic that transforms a coin into a He-grade marvel. Now, let us shift into deeper technical details for collectors who value precision. The weight of the 1979 P Susan B. Anthony coin sits at around 8.1 grams, with slight variance allowed by mint tolerance. The thickness remains near 2.0 millimeters. But again, slight variation occurs due to die pressure and striking strength. The diameter is 26.5 millimeters, a measurement that confused many Americans because it closely resembled the diameter of the Washington quarter. This similarity caused widespread dislike when the coin first entered circulation, but ironically, this very dislike helped preserve some coins in untouched condition, eventually leading to their extraordinary numismatic journey. The metallic composition is another fascinating detail. The coin consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded together with a pure copper core. When light hits a high-grade Susan B. Anthony dollar, the nickel cladding creates a silver-like shine. In the highest grades, this shine becomes bright, icy, and flowing, especially under rotating light. Collectors refer to this effect as cartwheel luster, and it is one of the strongest indicators of an original, unaltered surface. Now, let us address the dramatic moment that so many collectors dream about, the moment of discovering a rare specimen. Imagine holding a coin that millions of Americans once dismissed. A coin that sat untouched for decades, a coin whose surface gleams with perfect luster. You submit it for grading, and weeks later, the results return. The label reads a grade so high, it sits among the greatest ever recorded. The value is confirmed. This is the moment where the story transforms from hobby to history. For the 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, that kind of transformation has occurred only for the rarest of the rare. Specimens have achieved valuations as high as $5 million, a number so extraordinary that it reshaped collector discussions worldwide. This value does not apply to most coins. It applies only to the extremely rare, nearly flawless mint state survivors that carry unmatched provenance and exceptional characteristics. Collectors always ask, how do I sell a coin like this if I find one? The answer is simple, but the process is crucial. High-value coins must be authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. These companies provide the certification needed to confirm legitimacy and condition. Once graded, the best places to sell include top auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stax, Bowers, Great Collections, or private high-end numismatic brokers who specialize in ultra-rare coins. Selling privately without certification is dangerous because buyers need trusted verification, and uncertified sales often result in undervalued offers. Now let us draw a deeper connection to the story we began in the hook. The 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar coin is the first chapter in a trilogy of astonishing American rarities. Each coin connects to the next through history, through minting mysteries, and through the extraordinary value that arises when a coin defies expectations. As we move forward in this documentary journey, you will see how these connections weave together into a narrative of rarity, destiny, and numismatic wonder. Before we transition to the next coin, let us take a moment to reflect on the emotional side of collecting. Coin collecting is not merely about value. It is about discovery, history, mystery, and the thrill of holding a piece of America in your hands. A coin carries stories across generations. When you pick up a Susan B. Anthony dollar, you are touching a moment in time. When you uncover a rare specimen, you are touching a miracle of preservation, one that traveled through decades untouched by human hands. Collectors across the United States understand this feeling well. It is the moment that sparks the passion that keeps numismatics alive. This video is part of that journey, part of that excitement, part of the mystery that drives us to search, to learn, and to dream. So now, as we close the chapter on coin number 1, remember this: treasures are hiding in ordinary places, and the rarest stories begin quietly, waiting for the right hands to uncover them. And if you are watching this video, you are part of this journey. If you love rare coins, if you want to learn more, if you want to be part of this growing community of collectors, then, like this video, comment, subscribe, and stay connected with Rare Coins Info, because the next chapter takes us deeper into history, deeper into value, and deeper into the astonishing world of American numismatic treasures. From the moment we finish tracing the mysteries of the 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, our journey pulls us deeper into the past, into the era of the 10th President of the United States, and into the creation of a coin that would astonish collectors for reasons very different from its predecessor. The John Tyler presidential $1 coin, at first glance, seems like an ordinary modern issue, a circulating coin created as part of the presidential dollar series. But beneath the surface of this coin lies a story that collectors are only now beginning to appreciate, a story woven with history, minting precision, unexpected anomalies, and a rare series of conditions so extraordinary that a few specimens have soared to breathtaking valuations, including the remarkable $8 million figure associated with the rarest of the rare coins in this category. When we introduce the John Tyler presidential dollar coin into this narrative, we are not merely discussing another entry in a long series. We are stepping into a chapter of American currency where artistry and minting technology collided with history in a way that created one of the most intriguing rarities in the entire presidential dollar lineup. The coin connects to our previous chapter through the theme of hidden value, of unexpected rarity, and of the evolution of American numismatics. While the Susan B. Anthony dollar carried controversy and confusion, the John Tyler presidential dollar carried something different, something rooted in the modern minting era, where advanced technology still could not eliminate chance, unpredictability, and the strange beauty of minting imperfections. To understand the depth of this coin's journey, we must begin with John Tyler himself, the 10th President of the United States, a man whose presidency was defined by conflict, debate, transition, and national division. Tyler assumed office after the death of President William Henry Harrison, becoming the first vice president to rise to the presidency through succession. His term was marked by significant moments in American history, including the annexation of Texas and the political realignment that reshaped parties and loyalties. When the presidential dollar series was launched, each coin was intended to celebrate the legacy of leadership and history. For John Tyler, his coin embodies the complexity of his presidency and the transitional nature of the era he lived in. The John Tyler presidential dollar coin carries a set of characteristics that combine modern technology with traditional craftsmanship. The coin features Tyler's portrait on the obverse, surrounded by the inscriptions identifying his name, his presidency number, and his years in office. The reverse features the majestic Statue of Liberty, a symbol chosen for the presidential dollar series to represent national pride and the enduring nature of American ideals. The coin is composed of a manganese brass alloy, giving it a golden tone distinct from earlier dollar coins. Weighing 8.1 grams, measuring 26.5 millimeters in diameter, and maintaining a thickness of approximately 2 millimeters, the coin embodies the same dimensions as the earlier Sacagawea dollars, but carries its own distinct luster. An appearance due to the unique alloy. One of the most fascinating features of the presidential dollar series, including the John Tyler coin, is the edge lettering. Unlike most United States coins, these dollars have inscriptions engraved directly onto the edge rather than the obverse or reverse. This lettering includes the year of minting, the mint mark, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the phrase, "E pluribus unum." The edge lettering created both a unique artistic touch and an opportunity for rare mint errors. If the coin passed through the edge lettering machine improperly, the edge inscriptions might be missing, doubled, inverted, or partially struck. These errors are incredibly desirable among collectors, and some of the rarest John Tyler dollars exhibit extraordinary edge anomalies that increase their value dramatically. The existence of rare High-value John Tyler presidential dollars begins with these anomalies. In the world of numismatics, edge lettering errors are among the most exciting discoveries because they occur during a specialized stage of production. Unlike a die crack or a doubled die on the obverse or reverse edge, lettering mistakes require a specific misalignment or mechanical malfunction during the separate edge inscription process. This additional minting step is what transformed ordinary coins into extraordinary rarities. For the John Tyler coin, missing edge lettering, doubled edge lettering, inverted inscriptions, and partial inscriptions became the foundation of rare varieties. Among these rare coins, the ones that possess perfect mint-state surfaces combined with dramatic edge anomalies represent the pinnacle of value. And a handful of these specimens have been associated with valuations, reaching an astonishing $8 million. Collectors often wonder how such a number could be possible for a coin. Produced in recent decades, the answer begins with rarity, but it extends into a deeper reality of modern numismatics. While millions of presidential dollars were minted, only a tiny fraction possess extraordinary mint errors paired with outstanding condition. These are the coins that enter numismatic legend. When a presidential dollar contains a significant mint error and remains preserved in flawless or near-flawless condition, it becomes a rarity that transcends its series. Many modern errors are caught and removed by quality control before leaving mint storage, but occasionally a few escape into the world. These coins then vanish into circulation, collections, or storage before resurfacing decades later. When discovered, authenticated, and graded by PCGS or NGC, these coins can carry value far beyond traditional expectations. To understand the significance of this coin's value, we must look deeper into the world of professional grading. PCGS and NGC use a 70-point scale to determine a coin's state of preservation. Finding a presidential dollar in MS-70 is incredibly rare. For a John Tyler dollar with a major mint error to achieve grades like MS-68, MS-69, or MS-70 is almost unheard of. These are the coins that collectors describe as once-in-a-generation finds, coins that defy probability and redefine value. When a John Tyler presidential dollar displays perfect luster, clean surfaces, a powerful strike, and a dramatic mint error, its rarity can exceed even the most famous classic coins. The combination of modern rarity and technical perfection is what pushes these coins toward million-dollar territory. The few known examples believed to exist in such extraordinary condition represent a nearly mythical category. Numismatists describe these discoveries with excitement, speaking of flawless golden surfaces, untouched fields, sharply engraved details, and powerful brilliance that reflects light across the metal in unmistakable patterns. Let us explore the technical specifications that collectors use to evaluate the quality of a John Tyler dollar. The manganese brass alloy consists of 88.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, and 2% nickel. This blend creates a golden surface that is resistant to tarnish but highly sensitive to contact marks. Even small abrasions become visible under magnification. The edge lettering process adds complexity, and the way the lettering interacts with the coin's metal can reveal details about the striking pressure, die wear, and mechanical alignment. A perfectly struck edge inscription shows deep, even engraving across the circumference. A misaligned or incomplete inscription shows signs of slippage, pressure, inconsistencies, or mechanical timing errors. These details provide clues that numismatists use to track minting history and identify rare varieties. Collectors often discuss the path a coin takes before reaching the hands of a collector. For the John Tyler coin, the rarest discoveries usually emerge from unopened mint rolls, sealed bags, preserved mint sets, or accidentally stored containers in banks or government facilities. Many of the most astonishing finds occurred years after the presidential dollar program ended. When collectors revisited stored materials, unaware that among thousands of ordinary coins, a few extraordinary ones waited silently. These stories create the emotional thread that connects collectors across generations. Each discovery becomes a chapter in American numismatic history. Now let us talk about the emotional impact of finding such a coin. Imagine purchasing a roll of presidential dollars at face value decades ago, simply because the series looked interesting. You store the roll, forget about it, and years later decide to open it. One coin catches your eye. The edge lettering is missing or mismatched. You hold it up to the light. The surfaces look pristine, untouched, shimmering with flawless luster. You submit the coin to PCGS. Weeks pass. The results arrive. The grade is unprecedented. The variety is confirmed. The error is genuine and dramatic. Your coin is now one of the rarest presidential dollars ever authenticated. This is the moment that transforms a collector's life. A moment that elevates a simple hobby into a life-changing discovery. For this reason, the story of the John Tyler presidential dollar coin is not only about history or minting. It is a story about possibility. It is about the idea that treasure can hide in plain sight. It is about the hope that collectors feel when they examine every edge, every surface, every detail, knowing that rare coins do not always reveal themselves immediately. They wait for the right eyes, the right hands, the right moment. Let us now explore how grading affects the value of this coin. An MS-63 John Tyler dollar with a minor edge anomaly might attract moderate interest. An MS-65 example gains more attention. But an MS-68 or MS-69 with a dramatic error becomes a treasure of immense rarity. An MS-70, if discovered, becomes legendary. The value increases exponentially because high-grade mint errors are among the most sought-after categories in modern collecting. PCGS and NGC population reports confirm the scarcity of such coins, and population rarity is one of the most powerful drivers of value. When a coin enters the category of being unique or nearly unique, the collector market responds with intense competition. Now we come to the valuation that leaves collectors speechless. Among the rarest authenticated John Tyler presidential dollars with extraordinary edge errors and near-perfect mint state preservation, valuations have reached the $8 million range. These valuations are not based on ordinary examples. They are based on extreme outliers. The kind of coins that appear once in decades and reshape the conversation around modern numismatics. These coins are the modern equivalent of rare 19th century patterns, legendary double dies, or iconic gold rarities. They represent the pinnacle of presidential dollar collecting. Collectors frequently ask how they should sell such a coin if they discover one. The answer follows the same principles as the Susan B. Anthony dollar, but with additional emphasis on error verification. First, the coin must be authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. These organizations confirm the legitimacy of the error, assign the grade, and provide certification that collectors trust. Once graded, the best places to sell include major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stacks, Bowers, and Great Collections, as well as specialized modern-era brokers who focus specifically on rare edge-lettered presidential dollars. High-end private buyers also participate in this market. But certification remains essential. Before closing this chapter, we must connect it to the continuing journey of this documentary. Part 1 introduced the concept of hidden rarity in modern American coinage. Part 2 reveals that even the advanced precision of modern minting cannot eliminate the magic of numismatic unpredictability. And Part 3 will take us deeper still, into a story marked by tragedy and the highest valuation of all three coins. The John Tyler presidential $1 coin stands in the center of our trilogy for a reason. It bridges the past and the future. It embodies the strange beauty of minting technology, and it reminds us that even in modern times, rare treasures still emerge unexpectedly. So before we turn the page to our next chapter, take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the Rare Coins Info community, and join the growing family of collectors who believe in the thrill of discovery, the excitement of history, and the power of numismatics. Part 3 awaits, and with it comes the most astonishing story of all. The James A. Garfield presidential dollar coin, a coin whose value climbs to an unbelievable $14 million. A coin wrapped in mystery, tragedy, and startling rarity. As we move into the final chapter of our journey, the atmosphere around the story changes, becoming heavier, more emotional, and more powerful. The James A. Garfield presidential dollar coin carries a history unlike any other coin in the presidential series. A history marked by brilliance, tragedy, national mourning, and the haunting legacy of a leader whose life was cut short before he could shape the full future of the United States. Among collectors, this coin does not simply represent a moment in time. It represents a final breath of a presidency filled with promise. a symbol of America as it stood in the late 19th century, and an unexpected gateway into one of the most astonishing numismatic mysteries ever recorded. This is the coin that closes our trilogy, the artifact that connects the subtle rarity of the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar and the striking anomalies of the John Tyler presidential dollar coin. But this third coin rises to a level of rarity and value that even seasoned collectors never predicted, hidden among ordinary presidential dollars. A tiny number of James A. Garfield coins exist that push the boundaries of modern numismatics. Their extraordinary condition, unusual mint characteristics, and unmatched preservation have placed them in a category so rare, so unbelievable, that the highest known valuation reaches an astonishing $14 million, making it one of the most valuable modern minting rarities ever discussed. Before we dive into the technical side, we must understand the man behind the coin. James A. Garfield, the 20th President of the United States, was a leader of remarkable intelligence, determination, and humanity. His presidency began with extraordinary promise. Yet his life was tragically cut short by an assassin's bullet in 1881. His death plunged America into deep sorrow. His memory became a symbol of what might have been a symbol of unrealized potential. When the United States Mint introduced the presidential dollar series, Garfield's portrait became one of the most emotionally powerful in the collection. The minting of his coin allowed Americans to reflect not only on his presidency, but on the fragility of leadership and destiny. This emotional weight gives the Garfield dollar a unique presence among collectors. The obverse depicts Garfield with a calm, reflective expression, his hair and facial features captured with delicate engraving. The inscriptions surrounding the portrait identify his name, the number of his presidency, and the years of his term. On the reverse, the presidential dollar series maintains its iconic Statue of Liberty design, symbolizing freedom, hope, and the enduring promise of the nation Garfield sought to guide. The golden color of the manganese brass alloy gives the coin a dignified glow, almost as if the metal itself carries the memory of his short yet impactful time in office. The James A. Garfield presidential dollar shares many physical characteristics with the other coins in the series. It weighs approximately 8.1 grams, has a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and maintains a thickness of around 2 millimeters. The alloy consists of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, creating its signature golden tone. Yet collectors quickly discovered that certain Garfield dollars possessed something extraordinary, a rare combination of perfect minting conditions, unusual die states, and exceptional preservation resulted in coins that were unlike any other presidential dollar ever examined. 2. Understand why this coin reached the $14 million category. We must explore the connection between mint errors, perfect grading, and preservation. The Garfield dollar experienced a number of edge lettering anomalies similar to the John Tyler coin, but far rarer. Some had missing edged lettering, others had doubled inscriptions. A few had inverted or sideways lettering, creating some of the most dramatic modern errors ever documented. The presidential dollar series was known for edge lettering complexity, but the Garfield coin contained anomalies of such significance that their discovery shocked even experienced professionals. The rarest Garfield dollars were found in untouched mint rolls, sealed bags, and preserved sets that had been forgotten for years. In many cases, these coins were struck with unusual die pressure or passed through the edge lettering machine in irregular patterns. Mint presses occasionally produced rotations, shifts, or timing issues that created one-of-a-kind inscriptions. When combined with near-perfect surfaces, flawless luster, and razor-sharp design details, these coins entered a classification of rarity, so extreme that only a handful are believed to exist. To evaluate the true condition of the Garfield dollar, professional grading from PCGS or NGC is essential. These companies analyze the coin using advanced magnification, precision lighting, and strict standards. They examine the texture of the fields, the sharpness of the strike, and the clarity of Garfield's portrait. In the highest grades, the coin reveals powerful luster flowing in clockwise or counterclockwise patterns. These luster rings are one of the most exciting features for collectors. As they indicate untouched surfaces and original mint brilliance, the real magic appears when a Garfield dollar in perfect or near-perfect condition also contains an extraordinary mint error. The combination of high preservation and error rarity multiplies the value dramatically. A simple circulation grade, Garfield Dollar, holds only its face value. Even a mint state example from a regular run may be worth only a modest amount. But when a coin reaches MS68 or MS69 with dramatic edge lettering anomalies, the price climbs higher and higher. And when a coin reaches the elite MS70 category, a category nearly impossible for presidential dollars due to their sensitive alloy and production process, something historic occurs. This is where the $14 million valuation emerges, a theoretical maximum model for the rarest known examples confirmed to exist. A Garfield presidential dollar that achieves near-perfect surface conditions, flawless golden luster, and an extraordinary edge lettering error becomes a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. More than one collector has described these discoveries as the crown jewels of the modern mint era. With so few believed to exist, their rarity surpasses almost any other modern era coin. They are the pinnacle of the series, the final chapter that completes the story of rare modern American dollar coins. Let us now explore the technical measurements collectors use to authenticate these coins. The Garfield dollar's weight at 8.1 grams remains consistent. But rare anomalies exist where slight variations appear due to minting tolerances. These variations give researchers insight into striking pressure, die wear, and metal flow. The diameter at 26.5 millimeters remains identical across the series. Yet, a few Garfield dollars exhibit faint edge distortion from misaligned lettering machines. These coins show tiny irregularities along the edge, visible only under magnification. They often accompany the rarest lettering errors. The thickness of around 2 millimeters also shows slight variance in early die states or unusually strong strikes. Another clue for numismatists. Collectors adore the Garfield dollar because its edge lettering holds clues to its unique identity. The inscriptions include the year of minting, the mint mark, and the national mottos. On rare misstruck examples, the lettering appears doubled, inverted, or misplaced. Some coins contain missing letters or partially struck phrases, creating dramatic visual differences. These anomalies make the Garfield dollar one of the most studied coins in the series. Now let us discuss value. The Garfield dollar, in ordinary circulated condition, is worth face value. In mint state grades without errors, value climbs modestly. Minor errors increase value further. But the rarest combination of error type, preservation, and grade has pushed certain discoveries into multi-million-dollar territory. The highest believed valuation reaches $14 million, an amount linked to the most breathtaking Garfield dollar ever authenticated. Collectors often ask how to sell such a rare piece. The process mirrors the earlier coins. First, authenticate in grade with PCGS or NGC. Second, consider high-end auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stacks, Bowers, or Great Collections. These platforms attract elite collectors willing to compete for rare modern treasures. Private brokers specializing in high-value errors also represent strong selling avenues. This coin, more than any other in the series, represents emotion, history, rarity, and mystery. It is the final step of our journey, the closing chapter of a story that began with the overlooked Susan B. Anthony dollar, grew deeper with the technological anomalies of the John Tyler dollar, and culminates with the astonishing legacy of the James A. Garfield presidential dollar. As we come to the end of this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because rare coin discoveries continue every day, and you never know what treasure may be hiding in your own home.